try to get every school all at once, because, you know, it tells what all's happening. And appreciate you folks.
I'll tell you something else. It's real soon. I mean, you know, with the beginning of school being on the 23rd, and this thing starting on September the 2nd to the 5th, it's really hard. I mean,
Oh, yes.
as a principal, as an administrator, it would be very, very difficult to get your buses lined up, you get everybody on board with this. Student permission slips, and there's a lot of
busy time for a principal anyway.
yeah, and it's a very, very busy time. I don't know in the future. Probably something maybe in May, you know, or April or May before school's out, to kind of give, you know, some of the principals like a heads up to say, listen,
Right.
you know, September the 2nd through the 5th, we're going to plan on doing it. You know, we're planning this, and it would probably make it just a little bit more convenient. You probably have a lot more schools that would take advantage of that, and it's probably just the time frame. It's very, very hectic at the beginning of school. But I appreciate you coming.
Well, we appreciate you for all the help you give us. And it's going to get better as time goes on. It takes planning on these ordeals. And we appreciate you. Let's go mow the grass. Thanks.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to the administrative report. If we look at figure A, this was, I think, was brought up last time for Brittany Potter. I think Mr. Roach has basically has recommended a waiver for Miss Potter, so that she could travel with her husband to Texas. Hope you all had a chance to read the attachment.
And it's one time, and no exceptions are granted unless they come back to the board. If that would happen.
There we go. All right, moving on to B. Approve.
I go through this a little bit, tell you if you like. Each one.
Let's do it.
Okay. All these contracts going all the way down, some dates have been left out. They're all 2010, 2011 school year. So each one of these where you do not see a date, it's 2010, 2011. On the first one, I think we have an issue that we do not have this kind of service in our own county, and we sponsor with other counties $12,500, and it will not exceed that amount for the work that we have done. On C, that person, Mr. Burns, is for Huntington, MU, Marshall University, is for autistic purposes. On D, that is funding both from special ed and Title I, 50/50 for Donna Gerald and the Parent Resource Center. On E, this person is a licensed psychologist, and it's a special assignment for such matters as sexual harassment, drugs, guns. It's normally around $5,000 for this person to work with such students in the school year. F, the lady is to improve achievement on the alternative assessment, which is APTA. That's usually around $2,100. On G, Chuck Huss, that is he is certified and is working in terms with the blind, and his amount is somewhere between $4,000 and $5,000 a year. The next one, we cannot find a speech therapist for Hamlin, and we've tried year after year. So we use the services of developmental therapy for $70,000 a year. That's approximately $70 an hour. They're good, but we still would like to find our own so we can hire them. But unfortunately, that's been ongoing, and I know Mr. Smith has been on. Just feels like he had one on the tip of his hand, and someone else grabs him. So very, very frustrating. On I, this person is for a severe dietary reasons, that we hire them, and I'm talking about very severe, even death-threatening severity. So it's not something, and we feel very comfortable. We did not use this person last year. They were, I think, a 3-year-old. They will be a 4-year-old this year, and we may need them. So every year we prepare ourselves for this. It's good for everyone. On J, transportation contracts. These are students with special needs, and it's for transportation purposes. It's easier for the parent to bring them back and forth than in some cases we do not have the ability to even have a bus. And it's cheaper and better for them, so everybody wins. On K, we'll go over that one. L, food service contracts. Those are normally extended contracts with the exception of U.S. Food Service. That's a new bid. On M and N, those are Hearts area that has this service, and we are reimbursed by Southwestern for those services on M and N. Yes.
Exactly this was one I had questions about. Who exactly is receiving these meals? I mean, are we saying that they're providing all student meals for their schools? Is that what
At
you're
Hearts only, we provide the meals for the adults and for the students.
saying? When you
And
say Hearts only, what do you mean by that?
Right. Is that what he was talking about?
I'm talking about M and N, not M and N, but M and N.
Has different schools.
That's the Hearts Preschool Center, that's off location, is what that is.
Okay, that's.
On N.
On both, I thought.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
both.
just the preschool center.
Yes, it's-
That was my
yes.
question.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
You said
Okay.
Hearts School, and that's, I was trying to see.
Oh, okay. But what I meant was
Just
only
the
at
preschool.
Hearts, the
Okay.
preschool, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Thank
It's
you.
really Southwestern, that's all we deal with for them, so I'm sorry about that.
Okay, I was-
I want to, on O, you know, I've talked about the other one. This is an IEP. Like it could be a swallowing disorder. So that's a person, we work with them. And it's severe. And I want to go back on the other one. I misspoke. The other one I talked about severe was a severe diabetic. And we do not have the capabilities because they almost have to be there every hour. That diabetes is so bad. So, and this other one is the diet. So I apologize. On P, we approved 20 additional days, or I'd like to approve 20 additional days for Steve Jeffers, and the purpose of that is washing the buses under the carriage. We have inspections by the bus from the state, and we were in, what would you say, kind of like a finding that if they wanted those buses done, we said we would do them. And that took care of taking buses off the road at that point, because we want to make good on what we said, and that's the purpose of that. And we might see that again in 6 months, because when they come in to do the inspections, they look under the bus. If there's caked mud, dirt, they can't see what they're supposed to find and be able to make a judgment. So that's why we do this, why we're asking for this. Any questions on those that I went over? I'll give it back to you, Mr. President.
Do you all have any questions?
I just have clarification on M, I think. I noticed that N is for Hearts, but on M, it looks like the contract discusses Duval PKA